Good afternoon, good people of God. I want to share with you another love lesson. And basically, God uses really simple illustrations. This is kind of our relationship. He uses something really simple, and then later on, or maybe during it, he kind of tells me something, and it really enriches my life. It enhances who I am. And so I just want to take this opportunity to share it with you. So recently, I went on a conference with my job, and I had to travel. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm not that great with directions. I will put anything in my GPS. So I'm leaving my hotel. As I come out, I see that there are a lot of cars in the right-hand lane. But this guy let me over, so I just kind of eased over and got into the left lane. And so now I'm driving. I'm cruising. I'm going like 35, 45 miles. And I see all these cars backed up. And I'm just kind of like, where are they going? And so as I get up further, I see that like there are cars getting out of the left lane trying to get over into the right lane, and I'm like, well, maybe that's why traffic is backed up, but I don't think anything about it. I'm putting my address in my GPS. So as I get like maybe 3 feet away from the light, my GPS says make a right turn, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I've passed all these cars, I can't get over now. And I'm just like, and right when I look over, I see that that was my exit, and I'm like, Sharonda. Just like in that moment, I just beat myself up. Like, why didn't you consider that maybe that's where all these cars were going, in the right-hand lane? Like, duh. Like, does it have to be a flashing light with an arrow? And I'm just beating myself up. Like, this is common sense. You can't be this bad at driving. How are you ever going to get anywhere? And I'm just going in, and they're just all negative thoughts. All negative thoughts. So now I'm at the light, and the light turns green, and I have to make a left-hand turn. And I just feel like I don't even want to drive anymore. Like, I don't even want to listen to music. I just want to sit here and sulk that I, out of all these cars, missed this exit. And as I make that left-hand turn, my GPS says rerouting. And in that moment, God spoke to me. And God is like, Sharonda, it really is just that easy. When we make mistakes in this walk, all we have to do is turn around. The time that we spend beating ourselves up, talking down to ourselves, convincing ourselves that we're not worth this, that we're not smart enough, that we're not good enough, that somebody else can do it better. The time that we waste doing that is time that we could have just simply turned around. God says, I have no problem rerouting you. I have no problem giving you the right directions. I have no problem helping you get from point A to point Z. But we have to be quiet enough to listen to him reroute. We have to be quiet enough and willing to just reroute. Make that left turn away from whatever it is that's keeping you from God, whatever it is that's keeping you from being in the place with God that you want to be. Make that turn, and God will reroute you. And so I get rerouted. I'm calm. I'm like, wow, God. I make the turn. I go through a green light, turn the radio on, me and God vibing to 88.3. And as we're going, as I get to Daytona, as I'm coming through, I'm heading home. God is like, do you see? Do you see how much of a smooth transition that was? And right when I get under the Daytona Bridge, he says, and nobody would even know that you had an issue getting here. And that's the truth. God's grace is sufficient. If we let go and allow God to reroute us, when we get to that place where we want to be, when we get into that relationship with God, he takes away the worry and the stress and the frustration. The Bible tells us that he restores our youth just like the eagles. And so the message that I took from that is just turn around. Let God reroute you. If you've made the wrong turn, if you've made the wrong decisions and you're trying to come back home, come back home. It is possible. The prodigal son came back home. And the beautiful thing about it is that God met him. He turned. The Bible says that his father saw him coming off from a long way, and he stepped down off the throne and ran to go and get him. And that's the same thing that God would do for you. For one sheep, it's the same thing that God would do for you. So hey, swallow the pride. Take the humble pill, whatever. Just allow God to reroute you. As always, love God, love people. And God always loves you. He always has, and he always will. Have an excellent day.